Hi there again. I hope that some of you listened to the end of that previous Soul Saturday reading. That was more of a full reading because the end was great. Anyways, also when doing like general layouts, like for any one of us, then for every one of us, then it will be not as clear probably, because it will address things that are important for several of us. But I also think that it probably will focus in on those that most need it of you who listen, so whomever that is. So maybe some of you won't recognize much because there are others who need to hear certain things, maybe. It's what I think about it. Also the central cards, now I don't really remember the reading, but I usually do that. Not that I read them in a psychic sense, but still I go into like a half other. I concentrate so much on them at the time, so I just forget it. I don't know why. But I remember the last card, and I remember the central three. And I thought about that afterwards, that it could obviously, this I didn't think about really, but it could connect to relationships, because those court cards can relate to specific individuals, but it can also reveal certain aspects of one person. So I interpret it mostly like one person there, like your own inner aspects and so. But it can be both even. Oftentimes it is, because the outer reflects our inner and so. But I also thought that so it could be a gay man, for example, since there were lots of men around. But also I also thought about another thing, that since the central was the King of Cups, and very mature and loving like such, and it seemed like some less mature man blocks things for this man. And also there was some younger other man, if there were three persons then in that case, who would be of help. And then there I thought that this old man should seek out those younger visionaries. This Page of Cups is really also a visionary. So to connect with other younger men who share that, or even have it maybe more so, then oftentimes you would be the one that still is that central person that is represented. So if anyone got anything out of that, it's easier also when I show the cards, I guess, because the cards themselves, the images and so, speak to the soul. They speak the language of the soul, which is images often. And so when I didn't, you miss out on that aspect, of course. But since it was a little bit difficult, I guess, to pick up, you need almost to be a reader yourself to hear through the buzz of other things, the things you need to hear or pick up from it. I think it's not as easy for others, I guess. So it's always something there if one wants to look for it, so to speak. But if I would do a personal reading for someone exactly for that person, maybe or probably it would still address, if I did it here online like that, so that others could see it, then it would probably also address things that they could benefit from, as well as when people do like those public mediumship, like demonstration kind of seances, or it oftentimes is those things that come through that actually speaks to several there. So it gives healing in many layers and to many people. So, but anyway, since it was a little bit, I guess, not too easy to grasp, the way I did it. So I thought that I would pick just one card then again for the coming week also for us all. And as always, feel free to ask me for a personal free reading. Then I would focus on, even if I don't know who you are, but on you. And but I will only do that if it seems beneficial to you. So I will pull 3 cards first, which would be if it's good for you to get it, if it's good for you to get it at this time, and if it's good to get it from me. So if those seems to be good, then I would do it. Otherwise, I will suggest you to maybe wait with it, or even skip it altogether and more listen to your own intuition, that you already do have your answers, or we always have, and sometimes it's more beneficial to stay out of those outer tools to be able to listen in. And also just sometimes someone else would do a better job for you, just so. Okay. So I have so many favorite decks, so I can't even say which one would be my favorite, but this, the Nature's Whispers, is so beautiful, so I should use the cards. Now I have some other picture up that I kind of love, but let's see what this is for us. Oh, this is what is on the outside. I showed this deck before then, so this can be found if you Google this deck, Nature Whispers. You will see the outside, I guess, of it if you want to see the picture. This seems like liberation. This beautiful. She's like almost jumping up through the waves of the ocean, or where she comes from. She have like wings, or if she just touches on with her toes in the waves of the ocean. And there are like lots of butterflies just revealed almost from, or if they follow along with her, or if they just like explode from her chest or something. It's like a liberation, beautiful card. Breakthrough, it says, actually. Very, very lovely. Oh, she's just like lifting off, almost like awesome card. Almost like orgasmic, I don't know. Very beautiful. Fabulous card. And those wings, also the other butterflies with different colors, but her wings are like rainbow colors. Fantastic. Also the image itself, about not being drawn into all the drama or all the upset emotions or what's not in the ocean there, but to be free. And also the light that comes in there. Yeah, so beautiful. Probably there is a lot more to be seen in this, as is in all of these, but that's what I see now. It's not so, I don't have very much light here where I sit right now, so. Oh, now I just turned an illumination. I saw the card for on the other side. There's the moon, and so beautiful. Oh, that's number 2 there. But I think I will just read one then, right? But I want to tell you another little story, very, very short story. My nephew, I wonder if he will be like a dentist or what. Every kid is maybe like that when they are about like, he turned 1 like a month ago or so, or a little bit more than a month. And he explores your teeth and those little dirty fingers. Oh my. And he gets really mad if he won't check very thoroughly everything. Oh, he's so sweet. But that was not the story. But I have said this before, actually. But now also when I saw all these butterflies, and on the back of these cards there are just bunches of butterflies also. Very beautiful. And before he was born, I've seen some totems that belong to him. But one is that. I usually don't share that about people, because that is also part of our power. And yeah. But children, they are so protected in so many ways and so many levels. So, yeah, I think it's cool. But this thing happened that I've never happened before, and after, and this was, I'm not sure for how long ago this was, maybe a month or, no, I think not so long ago. But anyway, it was quite soon, no, quite close in time. anyways, what do you say when it's not like soon, but in the other direction? It's like recent is the word, yeah. And there were, I wonder if I held him. No, I just opened the balcony door, and there sat, I mean, at least like maybe 10 butterflies that did lift off then when I opened the door, and they were whipping around outside the window and around the balcony and around the area all the time he visited, and then they were gone. This is a magical child, I'm just telling you. I think he's especially special to me, of course, but yeah. And I mean, it would have happened some other time. I hadn't even seen one butterfly before, and haven't seen since. And I mean, that have never happened before. They were sitting, on the, you say floor, like, or yeah, on the balcony, and then they just did lift up, like beautiful and awesome. Anyways, it reminds me kind of this card also a little bit. Okay, so I also thought for those soul number 8, beautiful. Those soul Saturdays, maybe later in time also go into soul retrievals or so. I think there are many techniques and many wonderful ways to do that, but also preparation that is needed and so on. I think, to do it in a really in-depth way. And also I need to do quite some myself. So maybe I should wait even till I get all this eating and that I see that it is actually working well. I think I should do that. Although I work with people journeying, and it helps them already, and I've done for many, many years. So you can actually help others even though you aren't like perfected or healed yourself. But I think it's a good thing though. If you know there is something you really need to work with yourself that affects you strongly, and to do that beforehand. So we will see. But anyways, there are many techniques you can do, but also we have so much help from the spirit world. So that in itself can do the work for us or help us with that. So but I've been drawn to that much more lately, and I think it's probably because I've done those things, as I said, but and I've also healed a lot, but I feel that there are some things that are needed still, and I probably should focus in on doing that myself personally, so that I can move on and stop being stuck with those things. Yeah, because all these things that I've talked about that are great and work, they are fabulous ideas or so, but I still think that this would I always think that this thing is the key to to totally resolve it. But right now I feel very drawn to doing that more for myself, because there is something in whatever my discipline or concentration also, because I focus on other things very much. I'm so interested and intrigued by so many things, so I kind of forget the important thing about taking care of myself physically. And I totally need to do that. That really... Okay, I will read the card now and stop rambling about that more, maybe soon again after I read this little short passage here. Breakthrough, yeah. So if anyone don't even want to listen to that, you can hear the card. Anyways, feel confident that things are falling into place, just as a seedling breaking through the surface of the earth. You too are going to experience an emergence. The efforts of your hard work will become evident, and you will begin to see the difference all of that labor and time you have invested has made. Count your blessings. You are gifted with a creative touch and the ability to generate new and wonderful things. Take a moment to feel proud of yourself for all that you have accomplished. That's also very important, to have the energy to go forward, and we need to have a good view on ourselves, or a loving kind of relationship, you could say, with ourselves, to wish ourselves well and to have that energy, really. So very important, but so beautiful card. Count our blessings, and there are so many blessings. So many blessings. This whole life is such an adventure. And I mean, I think sometimes that nothing will surprise me again, and then I get really surprised. And so, yeah, it's interesting. There's always more there. So back to the whole. I listened to this Matt Thrives again, about also his journey with. I love to listen to those who actually have managed to get themselves on track, especially if it's not hysterical or compulsive. It seems sometimes even that the kind of the recovery, if you would call it that, can also be very like sick, sort of. And he seems so sane in his attitude towards these things. He have probably, or actually shares about that, how he have swayed in like several directions when it comes to that. But anyways, he talked about eating sweet potatoes as breakfast. I was listening if he then cooked them beforehand, or if he eat them like raw, since he had been, I don't know if he ate raw food, but I think he was vegan for like a year, but not now. But still, just because he seemed to have energy and work out and so on. And I wouldn't want to diet, but I find a lot of excuses. No, again, it goes in waves. It's, I don't know, and then I laugh. I don't know, but it's very unhealthy, and to have the weight that I have, and it's just. But I think it's connected. Everything is connected. So it's connected to the emotional and obviously mental and level. And so I think these also things that have been aspects that have not healed. So I think it's very important work that I need to do, that I need to focus in on and not distract myself from, because I think that's what I do a lot. I think I make up things to ignore that I really need to focus on. So. And also, although I have for so long time, all my life actually, but so far abused my body, you can say, or it's I have been very sick from it and almost passed away. Was really, really sick for years and years, but I am alive, and I'm also very, very healthy, as far as I know of, and I think so, physically, that is. And that's a huge blessing, because the way I've treated my body and myself like that, that's really unhealthy. So just to have that opportunity to heal. Everyone have, even though they are sick, but there are certain things that are a little bit harder to heal. So there, it's a good place. If I would continue to procrastinate, what is the word, procrastinate, or postpone that, and back and forth, and I have this thing also when it comes to other people. When I'm by myself, so to speak, I can have a quite great plan and keep to that, and that's okay. But then when it comes to others, I feel I want to just relax into the whole environment with others, and if they eat sugary stuff and if they aren't all that healthy, and often the whole thing with connected with celebration also. I mean that I've known these things forever, and I've also been able to deal with them in good ways for several years at a time, and so it's possible, obviously. But now it's almost, or it's always actually those occasions where I think, well, anyways, whatever, not whatever, but I think I always think that, okay, this next day I will, and also have this strange, very strange idea that since I now know how to do, then I don't have to rush it, sort of. Yeah. But every day I still have it in mind, but it doesn't help, you need to act on it, and also stay on that path for it to give results in the physical world. You can't sway back and forth too much, so yeah, that's where I am at. Breakthrough, was a good card then for these two. It's about freeing yourself, yeah. Yeah. Totally from this crystal, what is it called? Chrysalis or whatever butterflies are in before they become like a butterfly and fly away. It's like I keep myself in that state, weave myself in in fat. Horrible thought. Oh well. I need to stop doing that though. Yeah. What kind of Soul Saturday was this now? I just want to say that I appreciate that you listen, and if you have any questions or things to share or yeah, anything, let me know. And even though I won't respond maybe to comments, I think I will, or rather I will, as I've said, but I will if there is something that I feel is important. I will respond in videos instead. But I appreciate it, so that you know. Someone is playing music now, right? I gotta hear. Try to figure what music it is, I don't know, but there was some party here yesterday, and I kind of like this music though, although I don't hear what it is. Exactly. Well, is there something else in my mind now? Maybe I should stop before but I've thought about that though. But I will work more on that myself, soul retrieval, and see. I mean, I have, as I said, I have had it on track and then I lose track. So, but it gives me really hope when I hear people who managed to change their lifestyle and also got it into balance in a healthy way. And I mean, those who have always had it working for them or always been quite fit or so, I can't really relate. It must be those who have gone to me for it to make sense that it will work for me. It needs to be those who have gone overboard themselves, and sometimes they get more compulsive in the, as I said, in the other way, and I can't listen. I don't want that. So it's so impressive to me. Not only the whole fitness and that, but the transformation in self-love, I guess. As for this, I think he talks about those things also. I haven't listened to all kinds of videos from him now, but I think he at least sees those connections very well, and he seems to be, since he's a nurse, he seems to be very well educated in so many things related to food and science around various things. That is so interesting. One thing I would like to ask him, he have like live on this mellow microphone, sometimes live what you say, not events, but where he talk live, or send live videos. I wonder, I mean you could ask any other time also, but since I heard this Jordan Peterson talking about that depression, although I mean I'm not sure it could be called depression if you go up and down, so I don't have it, but I mean you always know people who are depressed or have been, or it's quite something that has spread and affects everyone more or less. So I wonder, he mentioned that they had discovered that it can have connection to those what are they called, like diseases, like where you have rheumatic, those kinds of inflammatory diseases. So that depression also would be kind of caused by or also an inflammatory disease of sorts. That's so interesting, I think. And I wonder if this Matt knows something about that too, being a nurse, and also seemingly very, very interested in knowing things about all these various both effects on body but also like other emotions and or psyche, and this turned into a ramble. I wish I had something better to say right now, but these have been in my thoughts lately. So I will just leave you with this week's card then. Aside from that whole reading for a soul that may be a little harder to decipher for anyone not used to doing so. If I did a reading for one person, hopefully they would more easily grasp what I'm saying. But since that should match several of us who would listen to it, and so it maybe it's not as clear then. But the breakthrough card, I hope that helps you. And count your blessings, and you are a blessing to me, whether it's in disguise or everyone. I read also, there are several things, I'll continue now then. There are several things that I would want to read from certain books, There was a little part of an Eckhart Tolle describing things so very beautiful there in Swedish, so I wonder if I should do a little Swede video for that. And also some Dalai Lama describing all this meditation about on compassion, and in Tibetan Buddhism that is, and this how you should do the processes of doing that, and what you develop first, and how you gradually meditate on those different things, that's very beautiful, very beautiful. And how everyone is a blessing to us, all that comes in our way. It depends on how clear are we? I mean, is the vision like? I mean, he did say it much better way, so I should, even if I would try to say it in English, and even though the words there are in Swedish, but to translate them. But if our vision is like muddied or we can't see clear, we may not understand that these are blessings coming our way. But if we have developed a greater understanding and wisdom, compassion, then we will know. So that is also another thing. I would love to go deeper into those meditations and the processes of those meditations. There are steps to be taken. Some people start to meditate like on, okay, I have compassion for all of humankind, like for example, that they suddenly stumble onto some individual that make it harder. And so therefore there are certain steps to be taken to not fool yourself that you have developed more compassion than you actually have. And and it's also about why and the benefits of it, and lots of good stuff there. Lots of good stuff that I would love to share with you as well. Because the things that are treasures to me, I hope that, or I think that probably it would be of great help to someone else as well. Yeah. So probably I will do like a Swedish combination video of those things that I read that I really love. And also if someone is interested to try to say it in some sort of way in English as well. Although not perfectly translated, I'm sure, but still. Okay, I will end then for now. Yeah. Take care, sweet ones, and many blessings to you all.